you some information that we had last night. I'll just kind of tell you the story, and then I know you'll have some questions. So first of all, I thank y'all for the interest in this story, and I'm joined here today with the Chief Deputy from East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, Brian White, and the Chief of Police of Gonzales, Sherman Jackson, and I'm Bobby Weber, the Sheriff of Ascension Parish. So last night, working in conjunction with East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office and the Gonzales Police Department, we were able to get or obtain information of drugs located not only in East Baton Rouge but also in Ascension. Based on the information we received from the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office Narcotics team, we were able to execute 6 search warrants here in Ascension last night. And the results of those search warrants led to the arrest of 5 individuals. 4 of those individuals will be arrested for possession with intent to distribute Schedule 1 drugs, illegal carrying of weapons, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The third will, I should say the 5th will be arrested for similar charges, but he will not be charged with illegal possession of a firearm. Now that in itself is not the story. What's the interest in this story is, as you can see on this table before us, is that we were able to seize over $500,000 worth of cash. In fact, it's about $605,000 in cash. You can also see on the table at least 3.5 pounds of marijuana. You will see these, what we call THC candy, which is similar to, for lack of a better word, gummy bears that are filled with THC. And then you also see these vaping pen refills that we have in front of us. Several hundred of those, and these vaping pen refills are filled with THC. And as you know, there is a lot of interest with our young doing a lot more vaping, and so you're wondering what's in those vaping pens. So this was no doubt an illegal business enterprise being conducted in Ascension Parish. We've been looking at these folks, or at least some of them has been on our radar for some time, but the good work between our 2 departments were able to come together quickly last night and at least put a dent in this operation, this illegal business operation. You will see that one of the persons we arrested last night has 2 passports in front of his picture. He has been to Vietnam more than once, and we all know that Southeast Asia is a haven for synthetic opioids and fentanyl. Now, we do not have fentanyl out on this table or opioids, but we don't know where this investigation will lead us. So it was a great joint operation. I do know that other drugs were seized in Baton Rouge last night, and before we get into questions, I'll ask Chief Deputy White if he'd like to make a few comments.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning. First off, let me congratulate the Sheriff and the Chief, excuse me, and detectives from our office on an outstanding case. I think what you see are the fruits of a lot of hard work. Our office, in cooperation with Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office and Gonzales PD, they made a great case last night, and I think what you see is it puts a pretty good dent in the distribution line. Like the Sheriff said, you see they're coming up with more and more ways to consume marijuana, the edibles, the vape sticks. So and basically what they're trying to do is expand their market. And I think we're starting to see, especially in Baton Rouge, and I'm sure as well as in Ascension, you're starting to see these things making their way to school campuses, college campuses. But I just want to say congratulations to the Ascension Sheriff's Office and Gonzales PD on an outstanding case. I want to congratulate all their detectives on their hard work. Congratulate all of our detectives. A lot of hours put into this. I think you see what cooperation between agencies, when that happens, what the end result. And again, just thank you. On our end of East Baton Rouge, it is an ongoing case, so I'm not going to be able to release too many details, but there probably will be some more arrests in the future. But again, Sheriff, congratulations. Congratulations, Chief.
I too want to congratulate take you long when you're in law enforcement to figure out what drugs are and what they mean. They rip families apart, they lead to violence, and so it's our mission to try to stop it, intervene in it, and slow it down, and even get rid of it. But it's a proud moment, something that I've never seen before in my 25 years. But great job, and I would encourage all the guys to keep up the good hard work.
Thank you, Chief. So I know some of you will have some questions. There'll be some things that we can't talk about, but as the Chief Deputy said from East Baton Rouge, this is an ongoing investigation for all of our agencies. There may be more arrests to come, more search warrants may come out of this, and I don't know what this means to us in Ascension Parish when I'm looking at $500,000 in cash and different ways to ingest or smoke marijuana. Now, I do realize this is 3 pounds of marijuana there, and again, these are these vaping refills, and I would assume that this kind of fits those type of vaping pens called Juul, and maybe others also, but we can tell that more and more of our younger generation is using vaping and candy. And I just, I don't know if that's targeted towards our younger folks also. So there you have it, and maybe we'll answer some of the questions that you have.
My first question would be, what is your all's goal by going after the distribution? What do you think this will mean for people who maybe were buying from these people? What
things happen. You don't know how big these operations can be. And I realize that there's been more of a, I would say, a lax attitude towards marijuana and what it can be used for, certainly on the municipal purposes of it. But operations, illegal business enterprises like this, I don't know what it leads to. And again, when you see some of the people that we have arrested, at least made trips to Vietnam where we know that other hard drugs come from there, we don't know where that's going to lead. So it's not just what you see here on this table, it's what could come after that. And to me, as Chief Jackson said, $500,000 is a lot of money, and this is more than that. And I would think, from what I understand, talking to our hard-working narcotics agents, that one of those refills on the vaping pen is selling for maybe $50, $60. So that's the kind of money that's rolling through this. I don't know what this candy sells for, but it's a big illegal enterprise, and we do need to stop it and impede it and do what we can. So we'll see where this leads. This is certainly one of the biggest busts that we've had in Ascension Parish in some time, that's dealing with different types of ways to ingest or smoke or eat or THC.
Are these 5 gentlemen that were arrested, were they operating out of Ascension Parish? Do we know where they live and where they were operating out of?
The large majority of them, I think, most of them will have residence in Ascension Parish. Some may have residence outside. Some of these, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of money here, have more than one residence that's listed in their name. Some of them are renting, some of them own. In addition to what you see on this table, we also seized vehicles, watches, all of their assets. So this is a illegal business enterprise that went bankrupt overnight and landed these gentlemen in jail.
This joint effort, it's a huge joint effort between 3 different departments. How was this effort formed, or what was your all's idea when you came together with this?
As you know now, you probably hear the word joint task force a lot in law enforcement. It hadn't always been that way, but I would say over the last 25, 30 years, we started working a lot of joint task forces with each other and having that network. And today, as you know, Donovan, is so easy to communicate with each other, right? Through media and through other means. So if something pops in Baton Rouge, it won't be long for an agent's calling down here to say, hey, here's what we see and here's what we hear, and we understand there might be something going on in Ascension. Well, we'll run with that, and that's exactly what happened last night now. It started in East Baton Rouge. Their agents are on their job. They start hearing information, contact our agents that are out working. Well, guess what? Our agents starts the investigation, hears about something that might have a connection to the city. So we contact the city's narcotics agents. And when you do that and you start networking together under these joint operations, things can unfold like this. So it's very common now for us to stay on the phone and talk to each other or visit each other in almost every day. Sorry about that, folks.
Bobby, is this something that just came together like a perfect storm, or is this a months long effort?
So, a good question, Greg. This one came together like a perfect storm. This was not a 2-month, 3-month long investigation. This was just good narcotics agents coming across something last night, seeing it, hearing it, piecing it together, and contacting us to follow up. And we're contacting the city to follow up. And next thing you know, we have multiple search warrants, and you end up with a bust like this. So no, it was not a long, drawn-out investigation. Now this could lead to some of that, because you don't know where the information that we received last night is going to take us. So it was a good, quick thinking by what we call the old gumshoe narcotics agents working the road and connecting with each other.
Thank you.
Does it appear that these people were just kind of working together but independently, or did it seem that there was more of a cohesive house or a cohesive place that they were doing operations out of?
The 5 that you see on this table are all associated with each other. Now, to what degree, I'm not sure. Well, and Allison our PIO will share more information with you. Several were arrested at the same residence. Some were not, so they all have association with each other. Good? And again, I thank you for sharing this information and having an interest in driving all the way down here for that. It's really important to us. And then you're going to have probably some more questions that you can get the answers from Allison or Casey. She'll be glad to help. And but just thank you for showing this interest. And as you know, we got 3. I might have mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned the 3 weapons. So make sure these are all, I think, Rugers. 3 Rugers that we found in one of the houses that we went into, right in plain view of the subjects that we arrested. So these things, again, our narcotics guys have a very, very dangerous job when they serve these warrants, as evident by this one in Houston recently where several of the officers were shot. So, thank you. I appreciate it. Chief, anything else, Chief?
Yes, sir.